Okay, we got green lights. So welcome all to, I guess I should change the title. This is actually the 45th multiplayer live stream, believe it or not. And happy holidays, everyone. Actually, yeah, the holiday streams are always kind of difficult, because everybody's on vacation. And when we go on vacation, nothing gets done. And so I'll be the first one to admit, not very much is going to get done between now and mid-January. Matter of fact, the normal stream that would happen on the 12th probably is just not going to happen. So we'll be back here in about a month. So it is what it is. Today we have some more minor updates. Mostly it's around, I would say some is quality of life, some of it is normal progression. So the first thing, for example, is nodes are now really tied to the mining facilities, which before they were not. Which means if the node runs out, so does the mining facility, which is its own thing before. So there's no longer unlimited ore, whereas before that was the case, actually. The second thing is the keyboard controls. So here's the early access thing. The keyboard controls have been changed, and the main reasons for that is when the controls for this game first started, the problem really was that, here, I should put an enemy in here this time. The problem was that each button can only do one thing for the entire game, and that's obviously a problem. As time went on and different screens could have their own set of controls, that changed, but everything really wasn't shifted over. So some of the controls were just wacky because we just had to find an empty key that we could put the control on. That changed. Now there does need to be another revamping to distinguish between like Shift 1 and Control 1 and things of that nature. And that is coming, but it's not there yet. And while we have artificially kind of know about it, it means that there's too many things that have to be bound to the same thing. And that's what I'm trying to avoid long term. Shorter term, it'll have to do. So we're kind of going towards what's more industry standard, which is centering things around the typical WASD. So if we look on the keyboard, I don't know if you can see all this. Yeah. Most games, because most people are playing first-person shooters, are putting their guys who want to select ships are putting their hands on WASD. So we are starting to actually think about things in those terms. And by doing so, we've moved all the controls around. This is partially because of feedback we've been getting. Paul, whenever you're ready.
Sorry for that.
So right now I still have the old controls. Now, one thing I will note, if you look way off in the distance, you see a little purple thing off in the distance. Believe it or not, that is another node. Go figure. Guess who's over there? Because our node is right down there. That's him down there. You can see the radius on him. Which means that at some point or another, we should see a little special glow because I purposely brought in an enemy. Nodes should not normally be this close. That's probably, I guess, 40 miles away, maybe. Which is sounds like a lot, but when you're talking about space terms, it really isn't. So when you guys see the enemy doing something, tell me, because I'd like to get a shot of it.
Yep.
I presume you can see what I'm talking about.
I see glowing.
Oh, there he is. So you can see off in the distance, He's out there building a building out there. That's what that little white glow is. And he's done. And you can probably see the lights from the reactor he probably just built. And so, yeah. And he's going to continue to build out that city. Because that's what he does. And meanwhile, I'm kind of doing the same thing. Although I should have gotten the builder bot down there sooner. So we might end up with a bunch of gnats. See, there he goes. You know, he's going to do more and more. That's kind of the idea. Right now, one of the other things that I wanted to bring up is World Gen works. And what that means is, at least in single player, it will randomly put you somewhere in the world. On the world being Mars, of course.
Building complete.
I guess the building's complete. And that sounds really great on the surface. That way you can go all over the world. The problem is that we've never actually played on the other parts of the world very much. We play the equator and we play the North Pole. And the problem is it's a crapshoot, unfortunately, whether or not where you go in the world is actually okay or not. I mean, I played near Olympus Mons and other places. And the problem is half of the globe is in complete darkness because there's no sun because you're on the opposite side of the planet. It's called nighttime. And that's a problem.
Construction complete.
And the reason why that's really a problem is we don't really have any ambient light set up. Now, that's simply a parameter. It's not that big of a deal. But I don't have it. And because I don't have it, it's really pitch black. And yeah, you can start putting down buildings, and the buildings start lighting everything up, as you would expect it to. But that's a discussion to have as far as realism versus playability, if you will. So right now we're at dusk, so we actually can see something. You can see the sun off in the distance. You can see the shadows of the mountains, which is why it looks the way it looks. But when this is nothing but pitch black, that's a problem. So if I go down here as an example, to give you an idea what that might end up looking like. So if I wasn't in the range of any stuff, it would just be completely black. So imagine playing like this, where it's just dark. That's probably not that interesting. We can see the other mountain ranges, we can see the atmosphere and stuff like that, but the reality is it's just dark. And that's problematic. So I don't really have a better answer. So that's one of the things I kind of want to bring up to the people here and say, okay, well, what do we want to really do about that? Do we want to say, okay, if the light goes below a certain level, just increase the ambient light so at least you can see something? It's going to require a certain level of play testing to kind of figure out what's really going to work with that. So there's that as well. So getting back to point. Oops, wrong button. The keyboard updates. Let's see. Now, before I actually drop this down, if I look at the node. Oh, we actually have a legit perk. How about that? Kinetic weapon bonus, which means pulse weapons, bonus 10 damage. There you go. And so, literally, this will give us that perk, if you will, or it's supposed to anyway. But if you notice, it's 90,292 amount of ore. So when I put down this mine,
orders received.
All right, it will start to actually extract from that. Now, I have not tested it to see what the clients outright see. So if you guys can actually check to see what the node holds, that would be helpful. I mean, this is still getting back to the testing problem. Now, the new defaults for targeting is still T. G is for targeting a friendly. That's healthy.
Construction complete.
N is for targeting nodes. But like you said, if you still have your old controls, you'll have to go into the configuration screen and hit defaults, hit apply, and hit save, as an example of that. Now, as another example, is, if you notice, the ore is going down. As our own personal stuff goes up, which is kind of the point. So things are actually now, ore is now by definition a finite resource. So as a matter of fact, for this particular scenario, the node here and the enemy node are only two nodes that exist on the planet right this second. So that's it. The entire game will be fought with these two sets of ore. If it runs out, that's it. Now, that's where salvage comes in, that's where repairs come in, etc. So, you're now fighting over something that's actually very finite. Currently, the world gen can spawn the nodes either evenly or randomly, but when I did the first experiment with it, a new node, if it's 200 nodes across the entire planet, each node's 500 miles away from each other. Which may not be a bad thing, but it's going to be a harder time trying to find things. And if you think about the flip side, the 200 nodes is a lot. When you think about if they each hold like 50,000 or 100,000 ore, that adds up. So, I don't know how I feel about that yet. So there's a lot of game balance that really needs to be done, and what's practical and things of that nature. So.
And some of that's going to probably be scenarios, though.
True. Very, very, very true. At this point, the
Research complete.
oh, is it the? I'll get going with the cannons. Why not? The corporation screen now can allow you to select how many enemies, things of that nature. It's not hooked up to those numbers. It's hard-coded, but it will be very, very, very soon. Hopefully the next release, the public release, will actually have those particular things hooked up so you can say how many enemies you expect, etc. And the intention is to have it so that...
Task complete.
Pull the factor here.
Orders received.
The intention is to have the enemies be one node over from where the player starts and create a chain, so that the intention is to have you be able to fight through a certain amount of people. So, and it will randomly pick which ones are around you. That code doesn't exist yet, but that is the current intent. So you do actually have someone to sort of push through, etc. Obviously, this is the simplistic way of handling it right this second. That will change, as Ogre said, with different scenarios and game modes that come up. What's also being worked on is adding in-game scenarios that come up that are different anomalies. So the anomaly detection system is coming, that kind of thing. So the game's, as far as it being gamified, is now there with it hooked into the corporation screen, but now all the little details are starting to be added in. Unfortunately, I wish I could say yes, in 2 weeks it'll be that much more, and it won't be, because it's the holidays and everybody's on vacation, and yeah, we need, mental relaxation, if you will. We need vacation. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the change in the keyboard was from feedback, with the controls kind of being all over the place. Doesn't mean it's going to stay the way it is, but it's a starting point. The other thing is, of course, as I mentioned, you can still see the ore going down, and that's being processed. And I'm kind of curious to see what the other... Do we have 2 nodes over here? Oh, I dropped a node. I shouldn't have done that. I still have that debug in here. Yeah. That's my bad.
Advantage us.
Advantage us! Guess what? Boys, meat's back on the table. Yeah, alright. I gotta disconnect that key. That's the problem about running the debug version versus the official version, if you will. So, I'm kind of curious to see what they're doing over there. So let's go take a peek, shall we? So I'm on the nav screen, I can kind of do this. He's got an entire city going on. Yeah, he really does. He's already got his gnats out. Oh my god, does he have a bunch of gnats out. He's got, what, 10 gnats already. Alright. Well, all I can say is, go get him. Or we can call it either taste. I mean, that's mostly what I wanted to sort of prove out that... And he's limited that way too, so I mean, technically, if I flew over to where he is, which I guess is this way.
Your ships are ready.
Guess someone's on their way over?
Yes.
Ah! The gnats hurt. Oh, see, now the friendly foes just spotted them on the reticle set. I have to change the reticles. But yeah. So technically, if I flew this way, I would go right into Ogre. I'm kind of flying over there too. I'm mostly curious to see what their node looks like, to be honest. Turret range. Did I just drop that? Oh, I'm not even sure if I'm pressing the right key. No? Oh, that's the alternate one that I accidentally dropped. Oops, it's my bad. I don't expect to fight all these guys, although it'd be kind of amusing. Okay, no, oh god, look, he's down to 27,000 ore. He's gonna be out pretty soon. Check that out, which means, oh, you took out his reactor. I can see that from here. Very nice, very, very nice. That's one way to handle it. Yep, might as well go at it. Yeah. Oh, they're fighting back too.
They weren't.
Oh, they are now. Woo! Look at them go. All right, I gotta get in the battle mode, or I'm getting my butt handed to me. They are not happy. Can't blame them. All right. Alright, he's dead. Still gotta fix the AI not to decide to go into the ground, but that still happens. There's something up with the train, I still don't know what it is. That's one of the other big bugs I found going into the system, and that some places the train really does not behave very well. And I gotta obviously fix that. Around here it behaves decently, but other places not so much. Alright, we should probably blow their ability to make more, or else we're gonna get like swarmed far worse than we are. I'm gonna take out one of the other reactors.
We're working on.
Yeah. I am not killing it. Oh, it's almost dead though. I got a giant hole in it, but it's really almost dead. Ah! Got my butt blown off. Oh, there it went. Alright. I gotta put in the code where when there's no power left in the city, that everything goes dark. That's gonna be cool once I get that running. I mean, Paul, you're welcome to engage, you know.
I'm at the factory now.
Ah, fair enough. Now, obviously, when you play this, you're supposed to come up with your own thing. Your initial starter ship should not have guns on it like these guys do.
Nor armor and weapon, nor armor or anything else.
Yeah. So, we're definitely playing it the way it's not supposed to be played. Just for demonstration purposes. Oh, something went up. Huh?
Factory's gone.
That's a good thing. That means there's no more gnats. Do they have any other factories, or is that it?
Well, I can see.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna use the intercept thing. There we go. Use that range. Come here, you. Let's see, save. harsh. Oh, it's because reactor. He's gone. Okay, next guy. I think one of the things, and actually playing it, he's dead too. I think there should be a blink or something in the HUD so you notice that you disabled them, rather than having to pay attention to what their status is. You know what I mean?
There should be some easy way.
Or you can say target disabled or something like that. Some notification so that, well, very nice. That something happened, you know what I mean? At least I have a builder bot left. Yeah, it's the old tech, so he's got these a little harder to kill than most other things. So how's the Knats status?
They're still buzzing around.
Fair enough.
Some of them, anyway.
Well, here's the thing. We could actually make a salvage ship and actually pick up the derelicts. That's the whacked part. I mean, it's literally how this game is meant to be played. So even with how little that they started with, that's actually a point. They take what they have, they go and see if they can seize the derelicts and the node from somebody else, if you know what I mean. So we might decide that, okay, 50, 100,000 is not enough. Maybe it should be more. Maybe it should be less. I don't know. Maybe you start with the starting one that's defaultly has more in it, which I think we have discussed as a possibility. Come on, I gotta get this guy. He's not in the rev of the range. He's still not in range. I just saw him take a pot shot at you.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, where's that coming from? Over there.
I saw that he is nudged you in the nose. It's like, oh boy, okay, fair enough.
Big bada boom.
Very much so. Ow, something just zapped me. Like I said, if these weren't like the precursor tech ships, I would have been so toasty by now.
Oh yeah. Same.
I mean, that's just a given, and that's why we have to start these games where we're in dummy ships, no weapons. We actually have to build with what we have, rather than these precursor ships that have far more weapons and armor than they should.
I mean, we have done some of that, so.
We have, but we don't bother to do it.
When we're showing off the combat stuff we do, this is just, hey, we're showing off the cool combat.
So, pretty much.
Not as a feature upgrade.
Come on. I am having a damn time trying to get a hold of this guy. I mean, he's not like he's outrunning me, he just, something went up. My guns are so short that I can't just pin him down. Alright, there's where the afterburner is. So that's where I have to point to get to my target. Let's probably finally start using that. See, that actually brought me the weapons range. I should start using the things I should put into the game to make these things easier. Ooh, that got him. Oh, there's a fresh guy here, huh? Where is he? There's the afterburner marker. There's my problem. He's looking at me. Took him out. The good news is that these guys are kind of like butter. You get a good hit on them, that's it. Because they have no armor. And it's compared to these guns anyway.
Which, at the end of the day, is how this is going to work out. Eventually.
Yeah. Eventually, yes. Oh! Got a long range hit on him. That got him. See, that's the wacky part. There's a lot of salvage down there. If we got salvage stuff, we can get them over here and start eating them. You know, that's pretty whacked out. You know. All right, so I'm going to go intercept. Looks like someone else is going to go hit the builder bot too.
Me.
Good luck with it. He's tough. And then we got more armor than these other guys do. I mean, he's armor breached and he's hurt, but he's not. He's got a lot of hit points. He's trying to dodge, which is why he's wiggling. Which is also why he's hard to hit, because he's trying to wiggle. And another game would say, do a barrel roll!
I haven't targeted, so it's like
He's dead.
Oh
internal
yeah.
structure. It's like somebody just hit him. Internal structure's going down.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing. His cockpit's blown out, so he knows he's not wiggling anymore, because he's dead.
Yeah.
He's still flying, because the engines are still there, but yeah, he's not going anywhere. So technically he's disabled. If I can keep shooting him, maybe I actually can blow an engine or something, so we'll watch it drop out. Got a lot of armor though. Needs a skill set just to take this guy out. Is there any more critters to kill?
I think so.
What about buildings?
Doesn't look like it.
Alright. It's now a personal challenge to make this stupid thing blow up. Although it looks like the reactor went.
And you're about 28 clicks away.
Come on, you know you want to die. What's left of this guy? There he goes! Wow! There he goes.
There's no internal structure left.
Well, there you go. Well, that's your problem. There's
the problem.
still one left. Where is he? He's way the hell out there. He's on the ground. He's having too much problem with the terrain. Guys, I gotta fix that.
You want that one?
There's one of the gnats left.
I see. Have him targeted.
So do I. Let's see if I can get to him. Alright. Okay, that way to get the afterburner. Okay. So it's in weapons range. And there he is. Alright, got his reactor. And that, as I say, is that. That means there's just people on the ground. Which means, like I said, one of the AI changes I want to make is say, okay, do a patrol route with a salvage guy, and he'll just auto pick up all the carcasses. If you know what I mean. And then you grab and you'll grab a bunch of CMs and RMs. You know what I mean? That's kind of where this is supposed to go. So it gives you an idea of what's supposed to be like. Obviously not quite as wacky as this is, and then we completely neglected the city. Which is, again, why the AI helpers are supposed to be there. So it's like, okay, I want to go out battling. Mayor, you take over. You finish building out the city while I go kill things. You know. And that's where, you know, having a bunch of friends along helps, because then they do exactly that. They decide to kill things. Along with you.
Go away, or I'll replace you with a very small AI.
That too. Alright. Just not how this is working at all. People are just finishing off ships that are on the ground here. That's all the same thing. Okay. So, for example, this guy has his reactor down. That's a good question. Let's see if that works. So if I scan him, alright, should actually tell me what's in him. Wow! According to this guy has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guns on him.
Oh yeah, they were shooting like 5 cannons.
Yeah, I was wondering why I was getting housed. Yeah, that'd do it. That would do it. That would definitely do it. So this guy, literally, I've blown out 3 of his 8, no, 4 or 5. Wow, a bunch of these got blown out. Okay, well, that's another bug I need to show Matt. It looks like the current power things are in the wrong spot. They're not in the current power. They're over there. It's just a flag. I already know what it is. Well, I'm glad I tested this. But it shows what's in here and what's not. And of course, cargo subscreen coming soon, so it's like the cargo. So literally all this guy is guns and a seat and thrusters, which is what Knats are. But he's got a lot of guns. He's got a lot of guns. Definitely a lot of guns.
I have a ship that has like eight Orion Mark 1s targeted.
Yes. Well, that's all these are. They have the same design.
I'm glad we disabled them.
They have no armor! They have no armor! That's kind of the point. You know, it's sort of like, okay! Yeah, a lot of firepower, no armor. Which is legit. It's a way of making ships if you want to go that route. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a personal taste, and that was the AI's taste in this case. I don't know what's left of this guy. Of course, it's the same game. So I have to hit whatever's left. The problem with the damage system is if you're not hitting anything, it goes right through and out the other side. Which is a good thing. The problem is that if you're trying to get it to blow up, it's very, very, very difficult. But in a normal gameplay, you wouldn't be playing to blow things up. That's just a personal satisfaction. You'd actually be wanting to send your salvage ship in to collect all the derelicts there. So this proves the point one or the other. The only 2 main things I wanted to show were mention the new keyboard layout and mention the ore situation. How's that still going down? Because it's a different... Okay, it's this one. I'm about to say. Okay, so before we killed their city, they got down to 24,000 left on their ore. I wonder how much it was originally. But yeah. That would have been the thing. That would have been the thing. I mean, our own ore is down to 37,000. And we've pulled 40... Well, we have lots of RMs now, so we're at the 12,000 there. So if I actually look in the asset screen, hide my messages, we've actually have about 40,000 RMs plus this. We had 50,000. So yeah, we're almost all the way through our own node. So that would have been an interesting battle. I think it's going to be interesting with the next couple of plays to actually check a lot of these things out. Once you say, okay, I have 1 or 2 enemies, you only have 3 nodes on the entire planet, fight. And you keep fighting until you're able to destroy the other guy. And not with these little starter ships with like these massive weapons, but with what you have. And see if you can actually do it. You know what I mean? I think that would be a very interesting... You know... interesting test of the actual game itself. Alright. Well, any other comments, questions before we end today's run?
Nope.
Okay. Alright. Then, thank you everybody for joining. And I will exit the game here. And... Alright, as I said, we are not coming back for the 12th of January, but we'll be back for the latter part of January for another live stream. And we should have some more progress because, like I said, a lot of people are going on vacation. People are on vacation right now, and some of them won't be coming back until like early January, meaning a week or so in. So, and I'm going to be in that kind of category pretty soon myself. So, I'll see everybody later, and thank you for stopping by. And, thank you for being interested. And by the way, Rank War Master is now available in early access on Steam. Please take a peek, and we welcome constructive feedback. And I look forward to hearing from you. All right. Have a good day, all, and happy holidays and Happy New Year.